my students. In this video, we will solve and discuss some questions about carbohydrates. So let's start with question number 1. Which of the following is not an example of a polysaccharide? Starch, cellulose, glycogen, and galactose. The question is asking about not an example of polysaccharides. Of course, starch is a polysaccharide, cellulose is a polysaccharide, glycogen is a polysaccharide, so the correct answer will be galactose because galactose is not a polysaccharide. Remember that polysaccharides or a polysaccharide, this word means that we have more than two sugar molecules that are connected together. Okay? So polysaccharide means that we have more than two sugar molecules connected together. Let's move to question number 2. Here, what type of reaction involves the addition of water to break the bond between two monosaccharides? Here, when he asks you about addition of water to break the bond between monosaccharides, so this one and producing monosaccharides, so this one will be C. Because C, hydrolysis, lysis here, this part means break down the bond. And hydro means water. So we break down the bond between disaccharides to produce monosaccharides, or we break down the bond between polysaccharides to produce many monosaccharides by the addition of water or by the presence of water. Okay, so break down, this is hydrolysis. Okay, question 3. Wait, okay, question 3. The following is a list of elements: carbon, phosphorus, oxygen, hydrogen, and nitrogen. Which of these elements will make up a simple carbohydrate molecule? So what do you think are the elements that make carbohydrate? What do you think? A, we will choose A, B, C, D, or E. Yes, the correct answer will be C. Because C, here we have one which is carbon, and we have oxygen, and also we have hydrogen. So I can write them as C, H, what? O. Okay, these are the main elements that make up a simple carbohydrate. Question 4. What type of reactions occur when two or more monosaccharides join together? Here, notice this part. Join together. Now we are making polysaccharide or a disaccharide. So the correct answer for question number 4 will be what? Condensation. Okay, you have to notice that condensation is opposite to hydrolysis. Condensation is opposite to what? Hydrolysis. Hydrolysis is breaking down, and condensation is making up. Okay? Here in hydrolysis, by the way, hydrolysis, we what? Add water. Condensation, we remove water molecule. Okay? Question 5. Which of the following statements correctly describes the structure of polysaccharide? Okay, so polysaccharides are large insoluble molecules that are formed by many monosaccharides joining together, or polysaccharides are large insoluble molecules formed by joining of monosaccharides together, like with fatty acids and protein. Just a minute. B. Polysaccharides are large insoluble molecules formed by joining of monosaccharides to other biological molecules like fatty acids and proteins. C. Polysaccharides are small, easily digested molecules that are formed when monosaccharides are broken down. Polysaccharides are small soluble molecules that are formed by a few monosaccharides joining together. So for number 5, we will choose A. A is the correct answer. Polysaccharides are large insoluble that are formed by many monosaccharides joining together. Let's move to number 6. Chromatography is the process of separating a mixture into its component. Like if I have a sucrose, for example, sucrose, so it will be separated into fructose and glucose. So the results produce a number of spots representing the component on a sheet of paper. 3 disaccharides were hydrolyzed or break down with water, and the products of hydrolysis were separated using paper chromatography. The results and a reference point for a galactose were provided, which compound is lactose. So here we will see the paper of chromatography. We have first to read the reference point. This is the reference point, this part. This part means that when you see this spot, this will be galactose. The question is asking about the component of lactose. Lactose is made of what? Lactose is made of galactose and glucose. So I have to find spot for galactose and spot for glucose. Okay, so let's see. We will choose A, which represents Y, or B, which represents Z, or Z, or C, which represents X, or D, which represents none. So what will be the correct answer for question 6? Yes, the correct answer will be letter C, which is X. Why, teacher? Why do you choose this part? This one, why? Okay, this is the correct. Wait. Why? Because I have to choose a spot for a galactose. So this is on this level. This is the galactose. Okay? So the X only contains galactose. Y don't, Z don't. So here we have galactose in addition to glucose, which is in a higher level. Okay. Let's move to question 7. Which of the following is not a primary function of carbohydrates in human body? Okay, let's read the options here. Large complex carbohydrates can be broken down into fatty acids and can help make hormone. Do you think that carbohydrate break down into fatty acids? How? This is of course wrong. Okay, so yeah, because see, I'm choosing the not a primary function. I'm choosing the wrong answer. So this will be the right answer. I will choose this one. Because carbohydrates act as a storage, this is correct, molecule to help regulate body glucose concentration. Simple carbohydrate can be used to build larger, more complex carbohydrate that can be used as a cell component. This is also correct. Carbohydrates provide substrates that can be broken down in cellular respiration to release energy. This is also correct. So I'm choosing the wrong one, which is not a primary function. Okay, so the correct answer will be what will be letter A. Let's move to question 8. Okay, you can pause to read the question and I will tell you the correct answer. For question 8 will be D. Okay, because here he asks about what forms sucrose. Sucrose is formed by the combination of what? Glucose and fructose. Okay, here is another experiment using paper chromatography. But the question here, which compound is maltose? Which compound is maltose? And he gives me a reference point for glucose. So see, glucose is at a higher level. This is the reference point. This is what? Reference point. Okay, he asks about maltose. Maltose consists of two glucose molecules. Maltose consists of what? Two glucose molecules. So I have to choose spot that contain glucose, of course. But I cannot choose X. I cannot choose Z. Why? Because maltose is not only one spot of glucose. It is two glucose molecules. So I have to choose a large spot. Okay. So here, the correct answer for question number 9 will be A. A, which is Y. Y here. This is the correct for maltose. Okay. This is the correct. The following is a list of carbohydrates: alpha glucose, beta glucose, lactose, fructose, and sucrose. This is what we have solved, by the way, in the session, okay? For the following statement, state the carbohydrate from the list that is being described. Here, cellulose is formed by what? Beta glucose. On the other hand, starch is formed by alpha glucose, okay? Which of the following best describes the relationship between monosaccharide and polysaccharide? Of course, many monosaccharides can join together to form a poly, because mono is monomers, is the small units. When they join together, they make the polymer or the polysaccharide, which is a large and complex molecule. Starch is a compound that can be used as a storage molecule in plants. Which of the following is not an adaptation? Please notice these parts. Not an adaptation. Starch has for its role as a storage molecule. The correct answer is A. Question 13. Here, this is a diagram for reactions. Here we have reaction X. Reaction X here is addition of two molecules together. We have here, this is a sugar molecule and this is sugar molecule. Those two molecules joined together by what? By removing of water. This water is removed. This reaction is called condensation. On the other hand, those two molecules are connected together. When we add water, see, this arrow means that we add water. When we add water, we can notice that those two molecules that were connected together, they what? Split from each other or separated from each other. This is, by the way, hydrolysis. Okay. So he is asking about what reaction demonstrates condensation. Of course, reaction X. This one. Here, what reaction demonstrates hydrolysis? Of course, Y. This one, because hydrolysis breaking down by adding water. Condensation making a polysaccharide or a disaccharide by what? By removing of water. Okay, removing of water in condensation, adding of water in hydrolysis. Do not be confused. It is very easy. Glucose can be stored as the polysaccharide starch in plant cells. What polysaccharide acts as the primary unit of glucose storage in animal? Of course, glucose storage is glycogen. Which of the following is an example of a disaccharide? Disaccharide, of course, is sucrose. Glucose, ribose, and fructose are what? Monosaccharide. Question 16. Cellulose is a polysaccharide found in plant cells. What is the primary role of cellulose in plant cells? What is the role of cellulose? Cellulose is the main component of plant cell wall that provides rigidity and structure for the cell. Okay? Cellulose gives the hardness, gives the shape, gives the support, gives the structure for the cell. Okay? 17. What type of bond is formed between two monosaccharides? When two monosaccharides join together, the type of bond, hey, notice the type of bond, glucosidic bond. But the type of reaction, condensation reaction, okay? But the name of the bond, glucosidic bond. Glucosidic between two monosaccharides. When two monosaccharides joining together to form a disaccharide, or many monosaccharides forming together to form a poly, also the bond will be glucosidic bond. Okay, 18. Give the molecular formula of a molecule, of the molecule that is removed when the two monosaccharides join together. Here he is asking about the molecular formula for the molecules that we remove when we add two monosaccharides together. What is this molecule? Of course, this molecule is water. So water, its molecular formula is H2O. Here. Yeah, remember when we discussed this part before? The structure of monosaccharides and disaccharides can be determined using general formula. Okay. What is the general formula for monosaccharides? The general formula for monosaccharides, I cannot use this one. This is not a general formula. Okay. This one is correct, which is CH2O all double or multiply by n. N is a number. We here can notice that the number of carbon atoms is twice, or not twice, actually it is equal to oxygen and twice the hydrogen. Again, carbon number is what? Is equal to oxygen, and hydrogen is twice carbon and hydrogen is twice oxygen. Okay? This is clear now. So here, this is the correct answer. Carbon number is equal to oxygen number. Carbon number is half the number of hydrogen. Hydrogen is twice. Okay, so if the carbon is 6, the hydrogen will be 12, the oxygen will be 6. Here, when we were discussing this question, we have two monosaccharides, C6H12O6. This is mono. And we have another monosaccharide, which is C6H12O6. Here, he is asking you about the molecular formula of a disaccharide. Don't choose this one. This one will be wrong. How, teacher? How? You are telling me that two monosaccharides, we have, when we add 6 carbon to 6 carbon, so we will get 12 carbon, and here when we add 12 hydrogen to 12 hydrogen, this will be 24, and when we add 6 carbon to 6 carbon, we will get 12 carbon, right? Because we are adding two monosaccharides together, so this should be the correct answer. But unfortunately, I have to tell you that this is wrong. Don't forget to remove water molecule. How? How can I remove a water molecule? Subtract the number of hydrogen here. In water, we have 2 hydrogens, right? 2 hydrogens. So after you adding the total number of hydrogen, just subtract 2 hydrogen, which represents the water molecule, and also subtract what? Subtract 1 oxygen water. Sorry, 1 oxygen atom. 1 oxygen atom. So the correct answer will be C12, H12, H22, O11. Okay. Question 20 will be, you can pause the video and read the question. The correct answer will be C. For this part, the correct answer will be A. Those are easy questions. In this question, we are discussing the concept of isomers. Isomers means that they have the same structure but different shape. Okay, see the difference? All of this part is similar. All of this part is similar, but the difference in this part. Okay. So the question is, which structure is beta glucose? Beta glucose, when the OH is at the top here, okay, and the H is lower here. No, this is not a beta glucose. This is beta glucose. Okay. Number 22. Number 22. Which of the diagrams provided most accurately represent the structure of cellulose? What is the structure of cellulose? What is the shape of cellulose? Question 22. We have to choose B. B, which is Y. Y. This is the shape of cellulose. Okay. This is 22. 23. Those are 2 isomers too for glucose, but the question is the correct molecular formula for glucose. What is the molecular formula of glucose? What do you think? This is question what? This is question 23. What do you think for question 23? Yes, C6H12O6. Both isomers have the same molecular formula. Okay. Here we will choose which isomer in the diagram provided shows the alpha glucose. Alpha. So I will choose what? I will choose B, which is X. X means this is alpha. So this is alpha. Alpha glucose. Okay. And this is beta glucose. How do I know? I will tell you by looking at this part. By looking at this part, when you see that OH at the top, so this is beta. When you see that OH at the bottom or lower in this level, so it will be alpha. Okay, the hydrogen is up and OH is at the bottom. This is question 23. Question 24 is asking which of the following statements correctly identifies the difference between a monosaccharide and a disaccharide. What do you think will be the difference between a mono and a di? Question 24. After reading the choices, you will find that the correct answer will be D. A monosaccharide is a simple molecule, sugar molecule that cannot be broken into smaller sugar molecules, where a disaccharide is formed when 2 monosaccharides are joined together. The last question for carbohydrate. Which of the following is not a characteristic of complex sugar? Question number 25. The correct answer is C. Complex sugar do not have sweet taste. Okay. Thank you for listening and watching this video. See you in the next video. Bye.